Tron Lightcycle Run is the new for 2023 roller coaster at Magic Kingdom, but you cannot just get in line for it. It uses a virtual queue. In this video, I will explain how that works and what you need to do in order to get a boarding group to experience Tron. Ever since Rise of the Resistance, Disney has been using the system for their newest attractions in the USA. It is intended to prevent the latest and greatest ride from having multi-hour waits. However, this turns the ride into a game of fastest finger. I'm not a fan of the system. It restricts how many times you can experience the attraction, and it potentially locks out guests if they have technological issues or lose track of time. Now I get why Disney does it to minimize how many people are stuck in one line at a time, but it can lead to a lot of stress. Imagine paying thousands of dollars for a Walt Disney World vacation, only to miss Tron because your cell phone freezes or glitches. I imagine this has to have happened to multiple people. This system will likely be discontinued sometime in the future, I'm guessing in about a year. But in case you're riding Tron anytime soon, here is an overview of the virtual queue system. These rules are accurate as of December 2023. Disney has changed the rules of the virtual queue before, and I know they'll be changed again later. Feel free to skip to the time shown on screen if you want to bypass this part of the video. There are 3 times of day when the boarding groups are released: 7 AM, 1 PM, and 6 PM. The 7 AM and 1 PM releases are available daily. Any day guest can get them. Each day guest can get 1 virtual queue per day. To be eligible for the 7 AM drop, you must have a valid reservation for Magic Kingdom. And a note on this, Disney is eliminating the park reservation system in just a few weeks, so I believe this will allow anyone with a valid Magic Kingdom ticket or pass to try and book Tron. Then you use the My Disney Experience app to secure your spot in the virtual queue. This is before Magic Kingdom opens, so it can be done from anywhere. It can be done at your hotel room or even in another state. It just matters that you reserve Magic Kingdom for the day. The 1 PM drop requires you to be physically inside Magic Kingdom. This is why you'll see a bunch of people staring at their phones like zombies around this time. If you try to use the 1 PM boarding group, try to be cognizant where you'll be. You don't want to be stuck on a ride or in a queue line with no cell service. The 6 PM drop is a special one. It's not available every single day. This occurs when resort guests have extended evening hours or there are special parties. You are allowed to get an additional return time for this event, even if you already got one earlier in the day. When you enter the My Disney Experience app, there's a section called Virtual Queues. You can then click Join Virtual Queues. Go to the one for Tron. 1 hour before the release times, you can go in to confirm your party, but realistically, you can do this a few minutes before the virtual queue opens up. You want to make sure that everyone you're visiting the park with is part of this group. Those who are will get a boarding group when the time comes. If it's incorrect, you can use the edit option. I recommend setting 2 alarms. Set 1 alarm that's 1 or 2 minutes before the release time. This is your signal to enter the Disney Experience app. Go to the Tron virtual queue page. Hit confirm party once again. At the bottom, you will see a button that says refresh. Your second alarm should be for the release time. The instant your alarm sounds and your phone says 7, 1, or 6, start spamming the refresh button. It should turn into Join Virtual Queue. Once you click that, the next screen will say Done. Click that and you'll get a boarding group. This screen will tell you your boarding group number and an estimate how long until you're called back. The Refresh, Join Virtual Queue, and Done buttons are all in the same location. So I recommend just spamming these without reading what they say. Reading them will waste precious seconds. That's important because the boarding groups for the 7 AM release can disappear in seconds. But using my method, you can get an early return time. I've gotten Group 1 a few times. The benefit with an early boarding group is that you can essentially walk onto the attraction. I've seen the virtual queue take an hour later in the day. If you get one of the early boarding groups, know that it may be called 15 minutes before the park officially opens, meaning you're going to have to be there early. Times tend to stick around a bit later after the 1 PM release, but you still want to grab one as quickly as possible just to be safe, especially if you are visiting on a busy day. I know some people have been deliberately trying to get a late boarding group to secure an evening ride, but that's risky if all times run out. Night rides are a bit better, but it's not so special that you should risk missing the ride entirely. Once your time is called, you officially have just an hour to return. If you return during your assigned window, your magic band or park ticket will scan green at the ride's entrance. I've heard Tron is unofficially giving an hour leeway, but know the cast members technically can deny you at this point. Compare that to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, where cast members will admit anyone with a boarding group, even if it was called hours ago. I think they're being extra strict with Tron because so many people are trying to get a night ride, whereas Guardians is entirely indoors, so the time you ride doesn't really make a difference. So that is how you get a boarding group for Tron Lightcycle Run. Hopefully this helps you ride the newest attraction in Magic Kingdom with little to no stress. If you enjoyed this tip video, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.